Hello, hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a simple room in one-point perspective. So to start off with, we're going to grab the rectangle tool here and we're going to start drawing out the first rectangle that we need. And let's just make that size, and then we're going to grab the brush tool. And I'm going to add some things up here as we go along. So I'm going to draw the horizon line out. Now, some of these terms you may not be familiar with, so I will cover these in some other videos I'm going to be making. The second thing I'm going to do is going to be plotting my vanishing point. Now, a vanishing point is just basically a point on the horizon where all of my lines are going to recede back to into the distance. It's basically called the vanishing point, or the convergence point, okay, point of convergence. So what I'm doing now is just holding down my shift key and clicking back to that vanishing point from the four corners of the original box that I drew. Okay, and you'll see in a minute that this is going to make for us. I'm going to start drawing here. Step 4 is to draw the back wall. So this is going to be the back wall of our room. So I'll start drawing this out, and they've got to touch these points, these lines that are receding back to our vanishing point. So you'll see here I'm drawing up each side of this to make the four walls, and you'll see this come to life in a second. All right, so that's the final point there. Now you can see the room starting to appear, and I can start to draw some other objects in our room. So I might just draw something out here that is maybe a box, something on the floor here. I'm going to start off by drawing the front face. Now, if I was doing this and I wanted to measure everything, we'd need to use what we call a measuring point. Now, I'll get to that later on in some other videos, but basically we're just freehanding here. We're just sketching, so we don't need to be too accurate and too concerned with accuracy. I'm going to click here and draw back to the vanishing point with each of the points on my object. And so the fifth stage here is just drawing other objects in our room. Now just remember to draw out the face, and then you have to make sure that your lines recede back to the vanishing point. I'm going to pick a point here where I draw the bottom of my rectangular shape here, and I'm going to also make sure that I draw up this wall to connect my final line. Okay, just drawing up and touching that line, and you can see this prism here starting to come to life as well. The lines are hidden behind, so that's why I haven't drawn them too heavy. And what I might actually do here is I'm going to start to add some more weighted lines to the object. So you can see here I'm adding just a little bit more weight to these lines, but not as heavy as the lines on the front face. So just connecting the same points and making sure that that goes back to the vanishing point. Again, just going over the top of those lines. So what I might do here in a minute is speed it up just a little to erase some of the lines that we don't need, and I'll do the rest of them later. Okay, so what I'm thinking of doing now is adding a window and some other objects. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit here in a minute just to show you what other things you might want to add to your room. Okay, so there we have it. That's our finished room. It's a little bit rough, but that's a sketch, and I drew something resembling kind of like a skylight on the top, but you can have a bit of a play around and see how you go with that. See you in the next one.